Okay, so in topic 9, we're going to be talking about security and justice systems and justice with information systems. So we're going to be talking, this area is really focused on national security systems. So that's going to be areas like Defense Department, Homeland Security, and institutions like that. Okay, so basically, the definition of this stuff is, a national security system is defined by any telecommunications or information systems operated by the U.S. government with function, operation, or use with, and the list includes things like intelligence activities, cryptology applications, command and control of military forces, weapon systems, um, fulfillment of military or intelligence missions, and the storage, processing, and communication of classified information. So these are very specialized type systems. These are not like as we talked before about ERP systems and CRM systems. These are very, very specialized types of systems. Government agencies do use ERP systems, and they do use finance systems and other types of systems. But in this particular domain here, the national security system is really focused on things that lie within the military and defense types of activities. So the NIS, our friends at NIST, we've talked with them a couple different times. They've done some work around this. They've actually have created a series of guidelines. And really, what they've tried to do is organize. I mean, the challenge with any government organization, or any organization for that matter, is to how do you organize this stuff? Different organizations have different missions. They do different things. They have different drivers. They have different objectives they're striving for. So one of the big challenges is organizing this stuff. So this really comes under the control of the NSA. So the NSA runs a committee for national security systems, and what they do is they develop guidelines, policies, procedures, all this basic governance types of things you need to do. Right, and each agency is responsible to identify all of the national security systems that are under its control. All right, so if you look at this link right here, I'll take you to an article that kind of explains all that. But the partners, and when we talk around the different agencies and the different partners, the big ones are, I mean, there's a couple of the major ones, Department of Defense, Homeland Security, DOJ, and State Department. So these are the four big government agencies that have national security focused information systems that they develop, maintain, and control. So this is next couple of slides are really some architectural models around this. The real drivers on this, what this whole thing is about, is trying to organize activities across different towers that by themselves would not necessarily intercommunicate. So what's happening is, a lot of times experience has shown, is information that one agency collects can actually have impact, can be impactful across other areas. As, say, for example, stuff that's being captured by the CIA could also have implications on the Homeland Security side. So part of what this challenge is to create a model or an information flow. It really focuses on the interchange of information across agencies, and making sure that people get the right information at the right time. So this is the focus of this is really on alignment of different activities. So as you see here, we have enabling processes, on the one side, which basically what are the things? These are the mission processes, which is what they are expected to do, and then service processes, basically what are the types of support activities they have. So you have your information needs and terrorism information alpha. So each organization is gathering chunks of information, parsing out things that might be relevant for the broader organization, or for other organizations, or in the broader context, and then looks to share that information across boundaries. Just another diagram, kind of what the different attributes of this. So, from an organizational perspective, it describes, what are the purpose of government, that these are the service for citizens, and these are the agencies associated with that. And we kind of highlighted ones of the ones that are of particular interest here. The mechanisms to achieve purposes, mechanisms used to achieve purpose. The big thing here is knowledge creation and management. The government operation support functions is risk management, which we talking about security, is all about risk management and mitigation. And then finally, management resource functions, and these are your more traditional, management of government resources. These are your traditional things that we've seen with information systems, so supply chain management, HR, finance. The thing that's relevant here, or kind of overlaps between those, is this idea of information and technology management. So it kind of aligns, these government systems align with your traditional systems just in this area of information and technology management. So they kind of, what this translates to, in effect, is they all run on the same type of plumbing. So they all run on computers. They run on similar operating systems. All right. How they do it, and what the systems are targeted to do are different. Once again, just another diagram, around this, information sharing environment. As we see here, this is the interagency, DHS. Department of Homeland Security leading a interagency threat coordination group. So you see information kind of flowing in, flowing out. Another one. This is just another picture of just another kind of picture visualization of basically what we've seen in the other slides. This one right here kind of breaks it down by kind of from a process. So you have your agencies here, gathering information from multiple sources. You've got your information here, analyze and share information, ultimately consolidated data, and then coordinated back out to other agencies, dissemination of information. So the functions, so some of the stuff, from defense systems, defense information systems programs. What are the types of things they do? What's their function? What's their purpose? All right. So really what the purpose from a defense systems perspective is, it provides and operates, ensures command and control, or C2, information sharing capabilities, and globally accessible information infrastructure in direct support of warfighters, national level leaders, and other mission and coalition partners across the spectrum of operations. It's a very long sentence, but basically what it says is its job is to basically coordinate information, valued information that is relevant to to defense activities, and it's the goal and objective is information superiority in defense of the nation. Particular lines of operation, so you get things like enterprise infrastructure, as we talked about, command and control, information sharing, and also a couple other things: operate and assure, and joint enablers. These are all the different things that we see kind of around with these defense information systems. For the NSA, so the NSA's purpose is to really be the government's cryptology lead for signals intelligence and information assurance products and services. NSA's been around a while. It really got its origination from we call signals intelligence. So, interception of electronic signals, things like radar, things like radio, and things like that. And it is naturally evolved along the lines as technology has evolved, and it's the lead organization focused on security and technology, and cryptography. All right, a couple of things it controls, the things it defines. Export control, basically the transfer of secured technology to different parties, especially external parties. Some other ones, some little smaller ones. NSA set aside for small businesses and programs for innovation, and Trusted Access Program Office, Commercial Solutions Center, so in technology transfer program. So part of what they do is focus on kind of doing research and working with research organizations like universities, and then coordinating the transfer of that information out to other to commercial use. So the idea of being able to provide and do research around security, and then promoting that to basically for the creation of better security systems, more secure systems. Um, 3CT, Command Control and Communication Programs, PEO. These are just simply from once again, from a defense perspective, these are some of the different types of systems that falls under its purview. So mission command systems, warfighter information, tactical information, network enablers, and tactical radio. So this is kind of operates at a somewhat lower levels, particularly focused on defense missions and implementations. The IEWS, a little bit of a different area, focused on things like ground systems, distributed common ground systems, electronic warfare, sensors, aerial intelligence, terrestrial sensor systems. So these are all basically different types of defense systems which have different focus and different technology implementations that are used to deploy them. So this is a Department of Justice. From Department of Justice, you get an idea. Purpose of this is just to give you an idea of the scope of the different areas, the different domains that fall under the Justice Department and the Justice Department's what types of information domains that Department of Justice is responsible for. So you've got a couple of the obvious ones here. So you'll see things like the Office of the Attorney General, Inspector General, Solicitor General. You'll see some some little different ones here. So obviously, Office for Tribal Justice, which is obviously dealings with Native American tribes. You've got some other ones here. U.S. Parole Commission. So these are all different offices in which there's different, each one of these has a website. So I think each one of these is a link to a website, so you can go out and actually see what each one of these things is. I think the thing about this slide is, the thing it tells you is really about the breadth, the breadth of the types of activities that government agencies are responsible for with information systems, which is pretty large and pretty diverse. Some information resources. This is, once again, another set of links here that basically will take you out and give you information around different things that the government, in this case, Department of Justice agencies are supporting or developing in terms of information systems. There's a couple other some information systems. So once again, these are not, these are, the things that differentiate these systems are specifically designed for particular government activities, in this case, Department of Justice activities. So this is not a general purpose, ERP applications. These are custom developed applications specifically to meet the requirements of the different Department of Justice agencies. A couple of the interesting ones here, the integrated fingerprint identification system, the combined DNA index system, CODIS, which is those are relatively new. I think fingerprints have been around a bit, but actually what's happened is fingerprint handling has kind of gone from a purely, I guess, mechanical process of basically, matching things up and, using pieces of paper and kind of matching information from that to a much more automated process, that and DNA. So it becomes pretty important things, and particularly with crime fighting. And that is it. Thank you.